Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patience. We are a gaming podcast. I'm your host, Cyphus. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Roland.
Hello everybody.
And, it's post-Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed the Christmas episode with Wazoo and LD, his guest spot on the intro.
Yeah, that was funny.
He was
just
a good
the whole
Grinch.
thing. It was a good Grinch. It was just the whole thing. It's like, and then, you know what I did? Later that night, I went and turned on Frankfurt, because I'm still catching up there, and guess who's casting? LD. And it's nice. That's funny. Like, he just was the Grinch. And now he's like in this mega stadium looking mega, like, legit. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's a super cool guy. I can't say enough nice things about him.
He's cool.
But yeah, so if you're looking for if you missed Christmas, because admittedly, I'm sure you guys were all busy on Christmas. No, I was.
There were a lot of people that weren't that busy on Christmas. We'll say that much. At least they had an hour to give. Yeah. I mean, just, you know, because we can look at how many.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, there were,
episode.
Sure. It was surprising for Christmas. For sure. But anyway, let's see. This weekend,
it made me joyous, dude. It did.
Yeah.
We were just, you know, three dudes hanging out. You know, Christmas Eve.
Recording
the show.
It was fun. Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
People
for the second time in a row. It was fun to do. It was a good Christmas, like pre-Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Join the conversation. You know, it's fun.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say.
So what did you do gaming wise over the Christmas break? Were you able to get any in?
Just a stupor. Yeah, I played Dota.
Sure, of course you did.
But I had a lot of obligations too. I had like two. So one of the breakfasts, I was already on the show, but like I stayed up all night and played Dota all night.
Yeah. From
11:30 to 6:30, basically, in the morning. So like 7 hours straight of Dota. And those games, I don't know where to decipher. I guess it would be 12:24. I lost. I've been losing a shitload, man. Like, this patch is kicking my ass. So I asked Reddit, and I'm going to pull this up, actually, because I think I got good info on this. I asked Reddit, I said, Reddit, and I was just a dude, no advertisement or anything. I was just like, Reddit, hold on.
What the fuck do I do?
I said, 2K ranked pubber with a most serious question. I said, hello, Reddit mob. I've been playing Dota 2 since August of 2014. I've never really been interested in sticking with any single position or hero. I've always found the game more interesting knowing as many heroes as possible and exploring as many different lane positions as possible. I have 2,000 plus games, and my most played hero is Storm Spirit at somewhere around 92 games. The question, should I just spam the shit out of like 5 heroes if I want my arbitrary number to be bigger, or do I continue to try to learn every hero and position? What in the fuck will make me better at this game? Help me. Roland. And the top upvoted one was stop brainlessly spamming games. Just playing won't help that much. You actually need to put effort analyzing your games, ignoring what other people did wrong, but thinking of what you could do better and focus on one of those things at a time. And then people were like this, like what he said. But a lot of people said like, just make a new account. Just like do that. Just make a new account. And then people were giving me like, PL Void WK if you're carrying, Disruptor if you're supporting, Lena if you're midding. And it's like,
just play these.
Yeah, and like, trust me, it's worked for me. And it's like, alright. But it was really cool that like, there's a ton of comments, you know, and then people just said Arc Warden as well. Which I agree with that. I think he is the cheapest
Yeah, we
game.
had some fun. We played a couple games before we recorded tonight, and we revamped Gank Squad with Arc Warden AA.
Yeah, we did a literal gank squad, where we're just roaming around. I maxed Flux and Ghost, or Spark Wraith. And Cyphus, if Cyphus could get his combo off with the 50% slow from Flux, that people still run from.
Yeah.
This boggles my fucking mind. And the bots do it. When I play bot matches as Arc Warden, the bots do it. Even the fucking, like, passive bots know to stand next to a creep. Or they don't run from it. It's just, like, something in their programming, dude. But people just, like, scare the shit out of them if they're Flux, dude. It is the funniest thing in the world. It's like a revitalizing techies feel when your bomb scared the shit out of people, right? Like, you just put this spell on him, and because he's so new and everybody played him maybe once, or a lot of people played him once and lost their fucking ass off. And I'm like, that hero sucks, don't know what was going on with him. But being able to, like, know that, like, if he just didn't move, he'd be better off. And then they run away. It's kind of like Rupture, right? Playing Bloodseeker, rupturing somebody, and they keep running, and you're like, dude, stop.
No, I understand. I mean, there are times to run when ruptured. There are times, there are definitely still times to do all of that.
Yeah, and especially if you have us roaming into a lane with like a Tiny, and Tiny has mana to Avalanche Toss. You have mana to do your Wicked combo as AA with Cold Feet, Chilling Touch, and the Circle Freeze that does magic increase that you want to max. And then Arc Warden's slow, and then the Ghosts off in the distance. As like, nope, you can't, like, directionally we control people. Like, we're really hurting people if you think about it. Because I put those Ghosts down, which is another thing that scares the shit out of people. They do a lot of damage, but early on, they don't. And, like, you'll be okay. They still do a fair amount of damage. Like, I think 150 is what they start, and they climb to 300. Spark Wraith. I don't know. It's just cool that we can control space.
That combo worked surprisingly well. I was semi-skeptical initially.
Playing Arc Warden as a 4?
Yeah, well, or, I mean,
I was a 4.
Even just with the combo, like, I mean, you never really know until you start getting into games.
It worked.
And it definitely worked in that game. Like, I would like to try
it. It was a stomp.
It was a stomp.
So it's like, it's definitely unsure if that combo works, because it's only been done once.
I'd like to try it in some other games, for sure.
I'd try it again, for sure.
It definitely has potential.
Oh, yeah. But the 50% slow is just insane.
But I think that
it's better than a Fisher.
I think the same heroes that do well against, like, our normal gank squad does well against that one as well.
Not really, because when they blink away, they're still taking damage from me. And are they standing by a creep? Fuck no. That means I kill them.
No, I mean like Jug.
Jug? Okay.
I think Jug would do,
Jug is still a pain in the fucking ass.
Jug was a pain in the ass for Earthshaker AA. I think the same holds true for Arc Warden.
You just gotta you have to either goad out the Blade Fury, or you just have to
hope to hit him. I was actually pretty impressed with Magnus versus the Earthshaker AA combo.
Yeah, Magnus did just fine, but then again, there was one time where he got all 4 of you, and I wasn't in it. I was away from it, and I just threw a Fisher at him, and he wasn't able to skewer you. All it did was, like, put all you guys together, and then I just, like, plop, and it was like, nope. And he's like, okay, I can't skewer, and everybody, like, scattered.
Yeah,
it was just,
immediate.
Yeah. So, I don't think he's particularly good against the combo. Honestly, Earthshaker AA is foiled by blinking heroes, and is also foiled by long-range heroes, if, like, and I guess good warding.
Yeah.
We're relying on the team to, let us get away with a river walk every once in a while without being seen.
We've also been de-warding.
We have been de-warding.
And early on we de-ward typically.
I buy the sentries, and I usually use one to block a pole. And by the way, the magic bush still exists. You just have to put it on the bottom of the magic bush. On the southern side of the magic bush. Those 2 spawn boxes do intertwine, so it still exists, I'm glad. But there is no dire.
And just on Arc Warden real quick.
Okay, I'm tangenting.
Tangentializing. 48th on popularity, and 40% on his win rate. So
I said the over on 41, I think. Or I think I even said the over on 43% on Arc Warden.
It is where his win rate's been the highest.
Yeah.
But just barely. It's pretty much the same all the lane.
It's the highest, I think, there because you're generally dealing with one person in mid. I know things have changed semi-recently, but you're generally dealing with just one guy mid. When you flux somebody, they're not standing next to a buddy or anything. Like, they run from you, and then they run into literally blank space, where they're taking maximum damage from flux. Especially at level 6, you can do 720 damage with flux. Because 360 times 2, it does stack. I think that's something that maybe should be fixed on Arc Warden. It's maybe a little bit too powerful, even if it can mute. Sometimes there are times to run.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they change on him.
I think Spark Wraith damage might even go down, because a Spark Wraith is 300 damage. I don't play like the Spark Wraith Arc Warden. I know people that do. It's just the cooldown's so low and the mana cost is so high that I oftentimes only find myself using it for scouting, never to use for kills. Sometimes for kills if, like, I see the obvious direction they're going and I can obviously put one down because the range is incredible on it. It's like, I don't know what to compare it to. Maybe shrapnel range. Maybe even further than shrapnel range on sniper. Can you give me a range on that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, because it feels insane how far you can put ghosts down, and you can do techies-like things where if they don't see the epicenter of the ghost, they don't see, you know how it has like in the middle the ghost, and then around it the blue field that everybody can see?
It starts at a 600 range and works its way to 900.
Not Flux, Ghost.
Yeah,
Spark Wraith.
I thought I clicked Spark Wraith.
Yeah, Flux gets better in range too, which is cool. Maybe that could be like given a flat like 700 because 900 feels really, 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 really high. I can Flux people from like outside of the fight and just get kills from them running away.
Yeah, I can't find the cast range on
Spark Wraith. It's gotta be 900 at least. Probably bigger than 900. God, that's crazy. Probably 900. I wish I had that up. Good pod. Anyway, yeah, the talk around the streets is still Arc Warden for me. Although I played a myriad of heroes lately. I've been trying to... I don't know. I was like, I'm a 5, and then I played a 5 4 times. With actually a 50% win rate. I played a 5 with buddies, though.
Thanks for keeping this going while I search.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm trying to find it. It's so close.
I was like, I'm a 5, because we won this Lion. I was playing Lion, and I was playing with Gothier. I woke up, Gothier invited me. I was like, fuck yeah, we did this Lion PL, and then we found this Dazzle PL, which was fucking awesome with Gothier. He's really good.
Oh, it's a 2,000 cast range.
Yeah, so it's humongous.
Wow. Yeah,
like,
that's huge.
I'm like, I even underestimated it hugely. Like, I think if there's something that's to get debuffed is that. Anyway, yeah, I proclaimed I was going to be a 5, and then I randomed Lone Druid out of anger, and looks like I lost. No, I didn't. I won. I won hard.
Yeah, you were talking you want to try Lone Druid in the Gank Squad?
No, I changed my mind on that one.
Okay.
Because the bear needs level 3, which means I need level 5 before we even have a chance, a 17% chance at Entangle. Or I think it might be... No, Entangle I think might be RNGesus, like pseudo-random. I'm not sure. Proud would know that.
Would know.
Proud is like screaming the answer right now and calling us dumb fucks. But, you know, I don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't play Dota up until tonight, like after us getting together on Christmas Eve. May not have even played on Christmas Eve. It might have been the day before.
Yeah, you didn't bring anything to play.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was tied up.
That's
right. And then you had your family thing before. And all that. Yeah. But
you came over after.
Played more Elite Dangerous, but I'm getting... I still enjoying the fuck out of it. It was definitely intrigued by Star Citizen. Wazoo had mentioned that before, and I know a couple of other folks who listen to the show have told me I should scope that out. Which is still in alpha. I've been telling you about that. That game looks absurdly cool. Was to the point where I almost, just to play in the alpha, just to kind of like get a feel of it, almost like dropped $30 on one of the starter ships, which gives you access to the alpha and then like the campaign. It's weird because it's like Halo in the sense that Halo had its campaign, which was kind of like a big legacy thing. Everybody loved Halo. The Halo campaign. They're gonna have a campaign like that, where you just run through a story, there's no multiplayer going on around you, and your buddies can pop in the same way you could in a Halo campaign and have 4 people, running through that. You can get 3 other people to be your wingmen running through Squadron 42, which is the primary campaign. And then they're gonna do, but instead of like a deathmatch multiplayer, it will be a PvP multiplayer, but it's just the universe. It's just
Is it gonna be like Distance for Distance Milky Way or like
that? That's what they're trying to do.
And finding that it's ridiculous and a waste of time.
Well, but
they just start everybody in the same place.
Here's the thing: is they're going so detailed with it that that's where I'm really confused about what's going on, or like what the fuck they're gonna do, because they're literally the level of detail they want to get at is you and I can be sitting across from each other at a table in a bar, chatting, in first-person view as pilots. Get up from the bar, walk out, maybe be at 2 different landing docks, walking down the street of the city, opposite directions, hopping in our ships, flying up into orbit, meeting another capital ship, let's say, docking with it, and then taking off in that capital ship for another, fucking star system. Like, so to go from that level of minute detail, it boggles the mind what is capable of. Because Elite feels vast, but also limited.
It's vast when you're like looking at the map that they made, because just the map alone that they made that's interactive, and you can literally plot a jump that's like halfway across the galaxy, but that would take hours.
They say it takes this is with no stops, no exploration, straight through. Assuming you had the gas, it would take you 90 hours to jump to the other side of the star of the galaxy,
and that's like a charging 4, 3, 2, 1. Charging 4, 3, 2. Like, that's all it is.
Frame shift cooldown.
So, my impression is different than yours, and that's because we definitely have different taste in video games.
Oh, sure.
I think the only overlap on our Venn diagram is somewhere around Civ 5 and Dota 2.
Yeah, we've delved into
Left
games.
4 Dead.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead.
But hardcore.
We did that Neverwinter run together.
That was probably
both got tired.
That was that was like doing crack cocaine. It was what it was.
Yeah, it was a binger.
The high was really, really quick, and but time went by really, really, really fast, and you felt like shit most of the time.
I never get what I want out of a Dungeons and Dragons game, dude.
No, but we were chasing the dragons so fucking hard on that.
I wanted it.
We just kept saying what we do next will be better the entire time. Whatever we will do next, we will do better.
That was alright, I guess. Boy, that sure felt like every other MMO.
And then we got there, and it was not, we just wanted it to get better still. Now you have to have a gear score. And it's like, looking for 8,500 plus paladin. And it's like, but what they meant by 8,500 plus is your gold is worth like 8,500.
Your gear score was 8,500.
Or your gear score is 8,500, which is like you have to spend real money to like buy it off some black market, which is what I did. Remember when I bought black market Astral Diamonds?
Yeah,
dude. I paid like $18 to get like black market Astral Diamonds.
And then got screwed because the server reset, remember?
I was done with the game by that point. I took care. There was a time where it was inside, no, it wasn't out here, it was inside the house, in the office, where there was just a table set up and 4 computers, and we were non-stop playing through, leveling together, adventuring together, and those were some of the most, they were really fun times.
Yeah, it was fun playing, it's fun playing any game together, but it was definitely fun playing.
But with 4 people and being like, rogue to find traps, mage to deal damage, cleric to heal, rogue to tank, or
rogue,
did we have a
DPS.
Fighter? Who was our fighter? Did we have a fighter?
We didn't really have a fighter, which was part of our issue.
Yeah, because we couldn't go into
really
dungeon alone.
Spencer was playing with us at that point.
Remember, we were going to wait to go into dungeons together, and I was like, screw you guys, I'm going into the dungeons. Because you guys were like way behind, and it was just like, God, I'm just going to go do a dungeon thing while you guys are trying to find purple fucking, I don't know, penguins or whatever.
Yeah, but gear dropped so lightly in every dungeon that you had to.
I think you got like a base amount when you finish it though. Like you were given.
Yeah, everybody got one base, but it wasn't like
it was worth.
It was not what dropped off of the boss. What dropped off of the boss was what you needed to start getting a gear score.
Yeah,
you had to do. I
mean, I just buy it.
It was WoW all over again. You had to run those dungeons multiple times to get a set.
But they made it in WoW. That was like Tuesday night at 7:30. We're all going to get together. Like this was just like searching for it.
Yeah.
Oh, we found a party. Okay, let's go try it again. Hopefully these guys aren't idiots. I remember the mage push-off gimmick. So there's this gimmick where there's a bridge, right? And anybody who's ever played like WoW, even the regular creatures you encounter are fearsome. Like you can't, just like a random, golem inside of a cave is gonna be fucking dangerous, and you can't fight him alone. You need your whole team to take him down. So we, just as mages, I would just push him off the cliff, because I saw it on YouTube, and be like, check this out, dude. And just literally just exploit, I would walk around in a loop around the whole entire cave and aggro every single one, and then just bloop, all off a cliff, and we were at the boss with all of our shit, all of our regen, and we'd get our asses kicked every fucking time. Like, even with gimmicky bullshit. They made it way hard because they made it so those gear scores would, like...
actually matter.
Yeah.
Or, well, mattered too much. And mattered enough for you to spend money.
But it was like $12 or something like that.
I don't care.
How much money? What about Dota 2?
Oh, I know, dude. I don't even get what...
Gothier has a pimped out Zeus that's like sick, dude. He has the Immortal Lightning Bolt and then the Arcana. And he's just like the baddest ass looking hero of them all. It really is.
Yeah.
Which is why Zeus is like, people, like, Mr. Blue's absolutely right when he's like, people are playing Zeus because he looks cool. Yeah. And it's like, yep, that's pretty much why.
But so back to like Elite versus Star Citizen. It's just, Elite's still very vast, but it is limited in the fact that, you don't ever, you are a ship. I mean, you're a ship. You know, more or less. You're not really a person, you're a ship. You don't have the ability to hop out.
You're an invisible person that can press buttons and control things.
Yeah.
It's basically like, I don't know, I used to play games that were like it. They were like text-based, but they added graphics. Like, that game could be text-based. And
that's true.
With a map. It could be text-based with a map.
Well, I mean...
But what they do is they added flying to it.
Yeah, right. You
have to fly a ship.
The complexity of... that is their flight system.
That is the game, though.
Absolutely.
Random job, fly a ship in space.
Yeah.
Random job.
They've got the power play element, which you didn't really... Like, I mean, I'm just barely getting
I'm not saying that's not fun.
Cool.
I'm not saying that's...
No, I'm with you. But I'm just saying, like, there's a little more to it.
The physics to everything and whatnot.
But even at that...
But the physics being real is annoying. Because it's way too hard.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, bugs the fuck out of some people.
Actually, make the physics a little less good, because...
Well, that's what prevents Elite from being the game. That's what prevents Elite from being the game that, like, we hop on with 3 other people.
I don't want to follow anything Newton or non-Newtonian. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I just want to be able to stop when I say stop, and I want to be able to go, like... Well, that was the most annoying part, trying to find you to do our missions together, and you'd finish a mission. It'd be like... Okay, I'm 8.6 light seconds away from you, and it's like, that's a pretty close when you're in...
Yeah, you're
What
pretty close.
speed is that? That's like medium speed? Frame shift. So when you're in frame shift, like, you want to stay about 10 light seconds away from your buddy, so you can get out of frame shift mode and go into, like, flying, like...
We also didn't, like, stay on each other's wing. Like, one thing I've realized watching other players is that they actually coordinate. Like, they're talking back and forth like an actual wing would. Like... All right, keep throttle between 0.5C and 0.7C, 0.5C and 0.6C. Stay on, you're on my rear, I'm on the lead, I'm on the front.
Huh.
And so you would adjust down to at least 0.5 to stay behind the guy and...
My flying was I would hold W down, which would mean I was just pushing the accelerator to maximum.
Actually, you weren't. Because at some point, even in frame shift drive, when you push W, you push it to the max.
And that's when you're going to like, you go like 400C, and then you start slowing down.
It'll go in perpetuity. I mean, if you wanted to, you could point yourself at a planet that was X light years away, and just leave it sitting there and leave yourself logged in.
Can you really?
I'd put myself there to see how fast it would get, just like out of curiosity if it had a max. And it took I grew impatient at about 2.5 days is what the timer got down to, because you're always accelerating.
Yeah.
Until you're close enough that you don't, you're always accelerating.
But there's a fine line between...
But I got to 2000
deceleration, which they don't even call that.
I got to 2000 C, and it was about 2.5 days.
2000 C?
Yeah, and it had started at like 7.2 years. So it was, at that stage, but it was getting to a point where like that 2.5 days for it to tick down to 2.4, it would have been like 30 minutes. Like it was hours away.
And then, what would have taken a really long fucking time was, how do I decelerate?
Oh, the deceleration would have been frightening.
The deceleration.
I probably would have crashed.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it on that. You probably already are going too fast.
Yeah.
And it's such a trip. And that's what...
But so
that's
all of that thing. Yeah, it's the complexity of the game. So, but imagine all of that complexity without the limitation of, you being able to get out of the
ship and having to land on really cool space stations. Okay, some of them are really.
But now
cool.
Imagine getting out of that space station and walking around it, or instead hopping in one of the trucks and driving it up
like
around.
Grand Theft Auto-y?
Like, well, I mean, that's kind of It's kind of what it is.
You know, I've got to say something about Grand Theft Auto 5 real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Switching to that fucker, I can't remember his name, but when you switch to Trevor.
Trevor, yeah.
Made me not play the game anymore. Like, I didn't want to be the evil guy.
You're not the only person I've heard who,
I have
felt
not.
like that.
I've reopened it and then got back into the game, and like, I'm just gonna finish the fucking Trevor parts, and then I'm gonna go back to being the people I like.
Too much
every
Trevor.
time. I'm just like, this guy is a fucking, like, I don't want to be the evil sicko.
You don't want to be a sociopath.
I don't want to play the evil sicko sociopath. I really don't. That was the one time where, like, Grand Theft Auto went too far for me, excuse me. Grand Theft Auto went too far for me. What does that say about my age? Like, maybe, you know? I know, like, 14-year-old kids played that. I'm like, the shit you saw as Trevor, like, I wouldn't want my 14-year-old seeing that.
Oh, I'm sure it's awful.
Like, I feel like a dad about it, dude.
That game's definitely a mature game. No
Yeah,
doubt.
like-
It really always has.
Like, I would rather my kid look at a penthouse than play Grand Theft Auto. I'm serious. Like my 14-year-old. I honestly would. Like, I'd rather him get into, like, porno mags than get into Grand Theft Auto with the shit you can do in that game. Like,
Sure.
like, sometimes I watch for, like, did anybody else see that, or was that just me? Because that was fucking, like, grotesque. I don't know. That game, dude.
You know.
Well, like, Trevor's starting scene makes you hate him, and you're like, right, like, this is a bad guy that I could definitely kill. And then it's like zooming in, and you're like, you're gonna assume him, and you're like, fuck, I am playing this guy. I don't want to play the evil guy that's trying to hurt my two guys that I've invested all this time in. It's crazy that they did that. That was like somebody's idea that, like, I know there was at least 2 or 3 guys at Rockstar that were like, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that.
It is an interesting thing because, whether he winds up being an anti-hero in the plot line or...
Let the robots do that. Let me just feel like a hero the whole time.
But, I mean, that's a way to expose you to the storyline. Like, how else do you expose them without, like,
then it's a shitty story.
But without, like, a standard, like...
He's an evil dude, and I have to play evil campaigns.
But, like, following the guy around, like, which is always a boring way to... I think.
Like, I would love to play an evil campaign in Dungeons & Dragons. That would be fucking cool. Is to, like, be a bad dude. Because all my, like, impulses in Dungeons & Dragons just come out, dude. Like, if I want to kill that guy because he has a lot of gold, and I'm stronger than him, then maybe I stretch, my moral compass a little bit, in D&D. Because it's... Sure. Imaginary. That's my reason. Because they're imaginary people.
Hey, it's imaginary people in GTA,
Yeah, it is. And I hit a lot of people. Like, I wish it did, like, Left 4 Dead style. Like, you could see, like, how many people you hit. And, like, ooh. But then you just feel sicker about yourself. There was one time, though, in GTA that it was really awesome that I haven't had this experience with a video game. I'm going here. I'm going to GTA.
All right. We're full-fledged there.
Where I'm fucking, I'm I'm Michael, okay? And I'm dealing with a bitchy wife, right? I'm driving down the street, she's just like, yeah, and like, my kids are like a piece of shit, okay? Yeah. But I'm rich as fuck, because I got out of the mob. I'm driving down in my Bugatti, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then I see some lady getting robbed, okay? She is literally getting robbed. She's like, help, someone help. I just ran up and punched the dude in the face and then just stomped his head in, dude, and gave her purse back. And it literally took the money away from me. It said added 400, subtracted 400. And I was like, that's justice, bitch. And spat on the ground and got back in my Bugatti and went on with my night, dude. Like, I'm like Batman, right? Like, that's like what Batman does. I didn't kill him.
Quite.
I'm not sure if I killed him. I think you have to kill him if you get the stuff.
Yeah, probably.
To get the stuff. Like, he's not just gonna, like, give it to you, because he's a robot robber. Anyway, that felt cool.
That was your satisfying
But, like,
moment
Grand Theft Auto
game.
5 is beautiful, so it, like, looked like I actually did it, and for a moment, I was a badass, dude. And for a moment, I was, like, a badass in a Bugatti, okay? And it felt great.
And you got the taste.
I did. And now I never need to get there, because I've thought of it already.
Oh. Speaking of MMOs, I picked up Elder Scrolls Online on the Steam sale. Started trying that out.
I know Face played it when it first came out and it was garbage, so I'm sure they've done, like, a lot of work. Or his issues with attention.
Yeah, his issues with attention could have been
mine would be too. I've spent way too much time walking around in fucking MMOs, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel you there.
Hey, I have a crazy quest from the magical mountain. You will go there and collect
4 blue flowers that spawn once every 7 minutes in this random location.
Yeah.
Go get them, and then come back painfully.
Haven't had
It's
anything like that.
No, thank you.
Like the starter quest was to steal a bottle of wine, I think.
Yeah.
That was the first one we
Go
had.
get this.
Well, you had to set up in true Bethesda fashion, like set up a distraction and.
How do you fix that though? Because how do you?
I've told you my theory.
What?
The perfect MMO requires limited server populations. It requires
Arc has limited server populations.
Yeah, right. So the next step for Arc is you need the equivalent of a DM, but you need multiples of those to handle multiple factions.
Of the servers?
No, I mean like people who are employed by the company who are there to run the stories, who are there to run the responses
But people aren't mature enough
to players.
People aren't mature enough to do that.
Now there are.
If you build it, they will
absolutely.
come. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Because what you do is
I like that.
It's self-policing. If you want to play an actual role-playing game, if you want to sit there and be able to have an impact on the story by isolating servers and having limited populations with people employed by the company who oversee it, and you may have to charge a subscription fee, maybe even a big subscription fee.
I am okay with that if there is a dude in my server
Right.
that's like he's like my he's like my Native American to doing peyote, right?
Your servers, right?
Or whatever. They have guides. It's
Spirit
for real.
guide.
Spirit guide. Yeah.
So no, I mean, I would think of these guys
I've never
as
done
DMs,
that, but
and
I'd
so
consider it.
with limited
No, I wouldn't.
servers, every server would basically be a different dimension. They would all have different storylines, and you could try to run things concurrently, but different servers, different groups of players are going to handle things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Your DMs are there to make sure that the appropriate responses are triggered for the story.
Okay, what's the job application look like for the guy that runs a server?
You probably got to be a programmer, but you need nerdy programmers who played a lot of D&D. I feel like there are plenty
How
of those
many
out
of
there.
those exist? Because I've met
They've
one in
gotta
my
be out there.
lifetime.
Because I hate to, I know I've brought this up. I'm sure I've brought this up on the show before. But Desaria, classic Neverwinter Nights, that was literally the best gaming experience I've ever had. You logged on, you create with Neverwinter Nights. They set it up so that
Is
you
it
had a
because you were
DM.
young?
No, I was in my early 20s. When this was happening.
Okay, so okay.
And Neverwinter Nights admittedly had been out for a long time at this point. I actually came to this server kind of late.
Which is why I asked, because it could have just been that
Neverwinter Nights came out
Euphoria.
when I was in high school, and this was well after high school that I got involved with Desaria. But so these guys created a campaign world within D&D, just like any DM anywhere has ever done before with a homebrew setting. They set up a server. You applied to be on the server through the forums. You gave them your character concept. They required you to read the little bit of history about the server and about the story and about the universe. So you made something logical. Then you created your character. You got involved with the server, and there were automated things to do to level up and get things, like any good MMO. But there were DMs on constantly. And you would be walking by and you'd see a group of 5 or 6 actual PCs gathered together, and they'd say, "Hey, so-and-so just got kidnapped. You want to come along with us?" And it was a DM who was logged in who embodied an NPC and ran and started getting players together and saying, hey, they just kidnapped the mayor's daughter. We got to go after her. We need every able-bodied man who's here. And it was and you'd be like,
And you're just
okay,
like,
well, I was
all right.
headed out. I was about to go kill frogs and level up, but I guess I'll come along. And the DMs would create treasure. The story there had different outcomes. They didn't even know what the outcome was going to be. The players had huge impact on
That's
the world.
beautiful. That's a beautiful experience.
At one point, the new players that were coming on were complaining on the forums, and they were saying, hey, higher level characters, we're getting harassed by this group of evil guys, and yes, they're doing everything they're doing is in character, but they're evil, and they're killing us because we're the easy pickings. And they're taking all our gold, they're screwing us, they're setting us back, they're stealing all our items, we need help. So the higher level characters all started logging on repeatedly, and they were being the police force that was needed in the starter village to help all the low level ones who were just starting out. The DMs got on and saw this happening, and they said, okay, we'll create the Red Boot Brigade. And then that's when they were always very limited on like what types of dyes and stuff they even allowed. So they implemented the red dye, and by dyeing your armor red, you became a part of the Red Boot Brigade. Everything on you was red. And then eventually they input NPC Red Boot Brigades so that the NPCs could police it so the high-level characters could go back to, adventuring. But it was a response that was initiated by the players. And
That's
you
cool.
could be a member. You logged on.
That
and
is truly organic.
Oh yeah, it's completely organic.
And there is yet to be
I
a
watched
game
a
that
trial.
I played that was organic.
I watched a trial.
Except
I witnessed a jailbreak.
Oh, dude, there's nothing
But,
like. Well, there's nothing like the trial that you acted out. For us,
Oh, sure.
about Gorstag Amblecrown. Like, I'm telling you guys, and I know from numbers, like I said at the start of this, we can see you're not interested in hearing
I know
about
you're not
Dungeons
interested
and
in
Dragons.
D&D. I get it.
But this trial that Cyphus put on was literally amazing. All four of us had to give testimonies. I had a choice on my lawyer. If you want to go back far enough in time, there was a reason I got, jailed.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did something.
Well, okay, but
so
in that instance, though, it's even more organic than that in a weird way, because the trial that
Because
we
then it
witnessed
lives
there,
on.
Well, the trial that was going on the Neverwinter Nights version of D&D involved 12 jurors who were 12 players.
yeah, our jurors were
Players.
Yeah, it probably was a little more amazing.
I mean, imagine
oh,
you
dude,
know.
but you can. Okay, so with D&D. You can't play with more than 4 people for optimal settings.
Yeah.
Optimal settings is 4
I
people.
think you can go
really
5.
low settings.
I think you can go 5 if it's the right 5.
Extremely low graphic settings, like you're trying to play, I don't know, Arc on Windows 95 is 10 or more players. That is impossible. I have been in campaigns with 8 people, and it's just
it's
just
chaos.
screaming, and the DM is just flipping through the book, just I'm just 1 second, I know how this interaction works, and it's just I want to cut his head off. You can't cut his head off. Okay, I'm trying to find this. What was I looking for again? It's just fucking annoying. But when you have 4 dedicated people, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a damn good
Maybe
time.
even less than 4.
So that's
my
my concept for with an MMO. I think that's the next step.
But yeah,
that's required.
If people were polite and took their turn, I
Well,
just
they don't
didn't.
have to. So but the beauty of that is that if with the right servers, if you want the role playing experience, you can have it. If you want role playing light, you can have it. And if you want nothing,
just to go kill things and get things.
Great. That's just an MMO.
Hey, that's exactly how
we don't
Nexus
even need to hire
TK
DMs.
was.
We don't even need to hire DMs for that server.
Dude, that's exactly how Nexus was. So you just had, go kill this, and get experience. You would have little quests. You could get, sun armor, okay, which was a really good armor, and it was bound to you, so it wouldn't, break upon death, and you could repair it, and you'd never lose it and whatnot. But for the most part, the cool part was these shadowy guilds. There was a guild that came up, at the time, the Merchant Guild, okay? It was just a bunch of rich people. Cause there were people that there were rich people in this game, dude.
Yeah.
There were, your Henry Fords. And
Classes. Sure.
Yeah, there was a class system, and these people founded the Merchant Guild, to which they created an officer-like thing, but to become a merchant was truly it was a big deal. I had to several times just take orders. It would be okay, there will be an acorn somewhere hidden, and he wouldn't even give me he would just give me a description of what the place looked like. If you find this acorn, I will turn it gold, and shit like that. And golden acorns were worth a lot of money, which means he was basically just giving me 50 gold if I found an acorn. It was player ran. It was badass. Of course, I was a little too young for this. My name was Best Mage. And people didn't give me a chance sometimes. But Wazoo still lives on in that game. Wazoo, people
really?
still play it, and he's a legend by this point. He's like lore. Exir. Fucking, it was a really prestigious, really small, only 15 to 20 people ever in it, group that he, led at one point. And it was...
Wazoo led?
Yeah.
Really?
It was amazing. He would write, there are posts that you could still go on and read, and it would be, shadowed in lore about Exir. And I'm sure people, probably say, to battle for Exir at this point in this game. He made a huge impact on that world. It was really cool, yeah. And several times they wanted to give him eldership, which eldership meant you had to communicate with Nexon. Nexon had to give you orders what to do, because Nexon was kind of ventriloquisting this whole, dynamic shift between, shamans and, berserkers and whatnot. It was a really cool game. And he declined it because he couldn't, because my parents wouldn't let him play that much. Like, he had to be on at specific times to do specific things. They wanted to give him direct contact, but he got passed up, but he stayed as like a legend. It was crazy, dude. And I was his brother, and everybody knew. Everybody knew.
That's my brother, Best Mage.
And he sometimes pulled some favors for me. Like, he sometimes called in some shit.
That is the worst, the worst thing about MMOs, dude, is seeing the names. Like, right when I started, and right when I got into in Bethesda's, Elder Scrolls Online. So, right as I got into the first player area, I see Captain Suckin' Daddy's Nuts.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, great.
It's like, type in a name, and they're like, I know. Captain Suckin' Daddy's Nuts.
Yeah. I'm like, here I am.
You see it in Dota,
I'm a
too.
Nordish Earther the Wounded.
I see trends, though, in Dota chat. I see Mitterfeed a lot as a name. I see Specific Hero as a name. God, what else was the other? You see, like, reoccurring names. I see, I don't know, play on names.
Pro players pop up.
Or like, Scotty Fippen. I see that a lot.
Oh,
you know
really?
what I mean?
That's
or
clever.
like,
That's clever, I feel like.
A bunch of like, I can't remember. There's one with Slark in it. I don't know. Anyway, they're funny. And you see them reoccurring, like people coming up with the same ideas. But Dota is nothing like the games we were just talking about.
But it's the only game you play.
There was an arena function, okay, where every like Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 there would be an arena.
In Nexus?
Yeah, Nexus, okay? And there would be a blue team and a red team, and basically you would have 3 rounds where if the blue team, if the last man standing was blue, blue won. If the last man standing was red, red won. And if you won, everybody on the team got like an item that was worth a good amount of money, and you could sell on the market, or you could use yourself. It was high in demand for crafting and whatnot.
Sure.
And those were fucking crazy, dude. It was just like, of course, like, once I became more powerful.
But it was all text-based, right?
Everything text-based, everything was 8-bit. It was just like, the graphics, don't play that game for graphics. Like, it was the cheesiest looking thing in the world. But it was an experience like none other. And doing those fights, and people, like, you could do a special shout that would be like, come at me, you foe, like, blah, blah, blah. And people were, you would get, like, pretty ridiculed if you didn't roleplay. Like, you needed to know your purpose and what you were doing and who you were aligned with. It's kind of like D&D.
Yeah.
And they created we played it for, like, I played it for, like, 5 years.
God, it makes me wonder if there are Desaria servers still up.
People become like super fanatical and not willing to give it up. There was some guy named Axiom, okay? Axiom. And it basically, you leveled up by killing things, okay? But to get like, they called them Il-san and E-san and Samsan. It was all, Korean, I believe. Anyway, it meant levels of power. Like, Il-san was like, I am level 99, and now I'm going to focus on killing things to level up my soul to Il-san, basically. Just make me become stronger. And so you'd have to farm for, like, days and days and days, dude. And this guy put in some serious time, and I bet he's still on there. Like, the only one there. But it exists.
Oh my god, Desaria exists on Neverwinter Nights, too.
That's crazy. See, dude, people become fanatical about that and don't want to give it up.
Oh no, last post 2013.
Oh, hey, it still lived for a long time. That's the type of...
no, there are some from 2015, excuse me.
Really?
Yeah, so that's still going. God, I might go pop in and see what that's like these days.
I wonder if anything is held true.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Andrew, throughout, like, because this was many years ago. This is like 15 years ago since I last played Nexus. He would log in, like, after years had passed. And he would still be in his same position, and he would be, like, welcomed back, and they would have, like, a feast. And it would be, like, he was gone off, and he would
Has
have...
he done it recently? When was the last time?
I don't know if it still exists. Probably, like...
Yeah, does Nexus still exist?
Probably around, like, when you guys started hanging out with Andrew, was the last time he logged on. And, yeah, like, it would be, like, a joyous thing for Exir to be on. And he would train people, and the tasks that he would put people through were truly, like, pretty cool, and he'd write everything. That's where, like, his love of writing came from, was this game. Where, you know, he created the universe for people. He showed them the way, and now lives in, like...
Nexus, the Kingdom of the Winds?
Yes. TKW.
It looks to still be going.
Yeah. Chrono or Kronos or something like that bought it from Nexon, It's no longer owned by Nexon. Because Nexon still exists. Nexon has sets in Dota 2. You can buy a Nexon-made set. Which I thought was funny, because it was like, dude, I've been supporting your ass. Because it was $10 a month. We had to also, like, we cost our parents $20 a month for this video game, but we insisted, dude.
For Nexus?
For Nexus.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
$10 a month for years.
I never did a ton of, like, text-based, that kind of stuff. I did, like, play-by-post, like, D&D stuff at one point.
Well, it kind of shows, like, my true aspirations, what I did in that game, because money was my... Money and power,
Sure,
dude.
Sure. That's your issue in Dota, too.
Yeah,
I'm primarily the money.
Like,
it's hard to get you to not farm.
There were times I convinced people to let me gamble, basically gamble with their money, because I had it figured out, okay? And sometimes it would work, and sometimes it wouldn't, and they knew the risk. And it was at the racetrack. That's where you could find Best Mage, dude. He was the guy.
Oh my god!
And there was a racetrack where I would just do a basic odds on, like, there were like 4 lanes, and it would be which rabbit would win in each lane, okay? And I would just say if 4's hit 3 times, it's likely not going to be 4. And then, just calculate it. 1's hit and 4's hit a bunch of times, and just be like, I think 3's probably gonna hit. And sorry. And then eventually, like, I'd get more and more right. One time, I'll never forget this, dude. This is when,
God.
like, there was this person that just walked in, and they're like, I'd like to bet 5 million, which my normal bets are like 1,000. And if it would win, I'd get 4,000, which I'd give them half. Okay? 5 million goes down. $20 million. We win. We get it. And I take half. 10 million. I'm now walking with 10 mil in my pocket, and I said, I'm done. I'm done doing this. I'm done at the track. And I went and bought, like, I fucking decked my character out with, like, items you would have never, like, oh my god, he has moon armor that's unbound. And the only thing that made it better was that it was unbound. It wasn't better than the moon armor that I was talking about. Sun armor, you could get moon. Anyway, I'd pay millions for this. Basically, I was a walking painting, and people would see that, like, I had that item, because you'd click on everybody to see their items. And then I died, and they all broke on death. And I lost, like, everything.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And when it was definitely a terrible moment.
I don't know. I think you play games like that, and even MMOs for stories. Like, I mean, that's what it was supposed to make an RPG live on.
And I bought low, sold high. People knew I always had a market as well. People always knew that I had items. Because I had money, I would buy things in bulk when I could see the opportunity. Where somebody just won the arena, and I would stand outside of the arena and be like, I will buy your Electra for a cheaper price than usual, but, like, I'll buy it right here. Like, you don't have to deal with the market. Like, I will buy it. And people would just come through, and I'd buy all their shit, and then just offload, like, 250 Electras, you know what I mean, at a time to, like, one person. And you would have to involve the merchant guild when you would do giant transactions, because you would give all your items to the merchant, and he was the trustworthy one to hold all your items to then complete the order to the other person. And you'd have to pay the merchant to do it. And merchants were trustworthy, so when I became a merchant, people would give me hundreds and things that I could have stolen, and fought, like, wars would have been fought over, but I was a merchant, and I had to make sure the transaction was complete. Like, I was the middleman. It was really crazy, dude.
No, you see, things like that. Like, just, I feel like
it was
you need
truly organic.
Yeah,
sure.
you need that. That's the element that's missing from MMOs. That's what makes it painful. It does make it painful to run into a dungeon and see 13 other people standing around you who are there to grab the same fucking item that you are.
But there were only maybe like 100, 150, 200 people on at a time. So it was like, maybe even less. So you got to know everybody. Like, people had reputations. And you would know, like, the people who sucked. Because you'd have mages that had to, like, freeze things. And basically, you would just freeze everything. So you just 8, enter, tab, 8, enter, tab. So my 8 is targeting a creature, entering to do it, tabbing to the next. And you would just try and get them all. It was such a weird, like, kind of lame game, now that I think about it. But really, really organic in the way that, like, the story was built up.
Yeah, and I think that's the requirement is, you can... Because from like a gameplay mechanic standpoint, Elder Scrolls Online is fine. It's very reminiscent of other Bethesda games. Maybe a little light on some of the, definitely light on the graphics end, because they kind of have to be with an MMO. Kind of light on the more complex gameplay mechanics.
A lot of walking.
Yeah, not so far, not bad.
It will be,
but at some point, I'm sure.
I mean, even playing Skyrim, the walking.
No. They've got. It does look like they've taken care of that. It looks like they. So what they do is you, for a minuscule amount of gold, can choose gateways. At any town and instantly teleport right to you.
WoW it did that eventually, but you would still have to wait. You could hire like a flying bird.
I remember that, to fly from place to place. But this is instant from wherever I am. I can pull up my map, click it, and it's basically fast travel from Skyrim or fast travel from Fallout. So it's got.
You need that. You need that, man.
Yeah, you do.
I bought a new computer. That computer that fell on your foot earlier. I bought that computer for Knights of the Old Republic, right? Like, because I was like, okay, a Star Wars MMO? Are you fucking kidding me? Where like I decide if I'm like, a mercenary, or if I go the Jedi path, or like what path am I gonna go? And played it for like 5 days, the whole time convincing myself it was good. Like, this game is awesome. And it was just like walking. Sprint! Ran out of sprint. Walking. Sprint! Ran out of sprint.
Was there interplanetary travel?
There was get on a ship that goes to a load screen and now you're on a new planet. Sure. There was that.
And it was always like as a person, never like flying or piloting or anything.
No, not that I did, at least, because I stopped playing. I know you could like get like certain things. You could get like the Anakin pods and fly around, but that was like basically equivalent to like a mount on World of Warcraft.
Sure.
Is that it would only go a certain speed because they want you to walk, because they want you to stay logged in, because they want you to pay that subscriber fee. Now it's free. It was $15 a month. So I bought 3 months, right? And a computer.
They make more money on the microtransactions. They make way more.
Because
if you're gonna play, even if you're gonna play for a short amount of time, like, you're probably more likely to drop like $30 or $45 on the game right off the bat.
I still gave them
and then
$45
find out that you hate it.
Yeah. Oh, that game. At first it was really cool because like you could choose to join my dialogue, or we could start over and do the dialogue. And it was like the missions at first were actually really fucking cool. And it was like, you have to, you decide if you kill this guy, like you decide. And it felt Knights of the Old Republic-y, where it was like, do the good thing, cut him free and say, scold him or scold him for what he's doing, or kill him. Yeah. And, and you could definitely choose alignment. But killing that guy, like, it would make such a small, minor amount. Or saving that guy's life. Because to show if you're truly dark side or truly right side, like, you had to be an evil motherfucker, or you had to go out of your way to be a really good motherfucker. Like, and it would take a long time. I'm sure there are people that swear by it, but it's free to play. So go ahead and try it. Like, It was just killing shit. It was go get this, go kill this, go kill this and get this. Go talk to this person.
Again, it's just, that's the downfall of an MMO. Mm-hmm. That you need organic story development. And too many people on one server screws it.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I mean, Arc was cool. I remember what really enthralled me about Arc when like we were building those giant walls, right? We're like, we're going to build biggest walls, is because we had somebody that was approaching that had high tech compared to us, and we wanted to defend ourselves and all of our dinosaurs, because they'd come and kill our fucking dinosaurs, those dicks. And so we put up spikes, and we like built pens, and like got a megalodon, built an underwater megalodon thing I helped build. It was really cool. But like those are like only fueled if you have like I feel like you need a rival. Like you need to be working toward like, we need to get oil so fucking bad to get this gun for a fabricator. So let's do that like ASAP, man, because we don't want these guys to ruin our base and kill our lovely T-Rex. And then, when that kind of went away, when it just was like you're out walking and a guy would just like pick you up on one of those griffin things that had an anniversary or whatever.
Sure, yeah. One of the birds. And then just drop you. And you'd lose all your stuff and you'd run on a dinosaur and try and find where you died, but you never would.
Yeah. But remember we logged back in and it got better. They put those little like crab things on the beach that had oil in them.
Yeah,
and so you're like, I don't have to fucking dive to the bottom of the ocean to get oil.
Yeah, I just don't care. I guess like it is a beautiful game, but it's lacking. It's lacking something.
That's why we got these computers, was for that game.
Oh, I know. It was... Well, I mean, not just that game. It was...
I was jonesing so fucking hard to play Arc, and everybody was having such a great fucking time, dude. And it was like, I can't play Arc with them. Like, I can't. And then, by the time I got there, they were like, yeah, it was a blast, dude. I hope you have fun. Here's all of our expensive stuff. Like, they gave me a miner's helmet. It had a light on it. Like,
there's still people playing Arc.
Yeah, Joshmo.
Joshmo. I could swear I've seen Panda hop on there before.
Building a castle, like, would be cool, and, like, having two rival factions where you log on and there's, like, a persistent world and everybody's serious, and, like, you fight, like, that means war if you kill me, and, like, we're going to you're gonna pay for that type thing.
Sure.
Would be cool. And I think that's what they want, and I'm sure that exists. I mean, you saw that Arc tournament, remember, with all the Arc buzz?
Yeah, which was basically, though, just like
survive as long as you can in groups. And then at the very end, the map gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, like Hunger Games.
Really makes me wonder if that wasn't their, like, end game with it, was that mode.
Like a Hunger Game?
Yeah, you know, if it's to, like, build interest in it to the point where, you know, people will want to watch something like that competitively.
I watched it. But I didn't, pay attention. Like, I had it on because I remember it was, like, really, like, the Arc buzz was hard, right? Like, everybody was like, Arc is the sickest.
It's still, like, near the top of the list on top sellers.
Really? I mean, I believe it's a beautiful game, and if you haven't experienced it, like, if you didn't waste, like, a ton of hours on Minecraft like I did... Oh yeah, I took a picture of that Lego set for a reason, guys. I'm going to address this. So, I'm going to make a time-lapse video of me taking 1,210 pieces from this Lego architecture set that I got for Christmas. I got a ton of Legos for Christmas because my wife knows exactly the type of gifts to get me. Like, that is what I love. I wouldn't ask for anything else. Anyway, the architecture set is 1,210 pieces. No instruction manual. It's build what you want. And I think I've decided I'm going to build Roland Tower. I'm going to use all 1,210 pieces, just like Trump Tower. I'm going to build Roland Tower. Mine a little bit more modest, but it'll be beautiful and white. And I think Donald Trump likes to say that. You know what I mean? It includes white and clear pieces, and that is it. And I am going to.
Yeah, he definitely prefers the white pieces.
It's just that's how the architecture set came, bro. Every architecture set is white. Like even the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Well, Leaning Tower of Pisa is white.
It was a race joke.
I know it was. Yeah. I know it was. It was low-hanging fruit. You picked it up and threw it.
Yeah, Arc's like number 4 right now on
crazy.
Steam. And it's
would you be interested in watching a time lapse of a dude putting Legos together?
Sure. I might. I mean, I'd look at it.
I mean, it's out of his imagination. I'm going to build Roland Tower. Like, you know, and if I figure I'll make it 10 minutes. I'll go as fast speed as I have to make the thing like, or maybe even less than 10 minutes. Like target mark 5 to 10 minutes. Of me with the camera on a black table with white pieces, just so you can see, and the context is there with good lighting. I think I'm going to do it inside. But what I'm worried about is carrying the Mac inside because of the icy path.
Oh, that path
And so I'm thinking, like,
it's deadly.
Here's what I'm thinking. The wheelbarrow. And, like, put a bunch of blankets in the wheelbarrow, right? And then transport it in there via the wheelbarrow.
No, just wrap it in a blanket and carry it and just don't be a fool, you know?
Dude, that path is literally 150 feet of ice. Like, taking a $2,000
I feel like
risk.
I see you doing something stupid with wheelbarrow. Hauling the Mac in.
I could put, like, that body pillow in it, dude, and, like, make sure the Mac was,
no,
like,
you're gonna,
perfectly...
like, what's gonna happen is you're gonna, like, lose, you're gonna slip and launch it forward, dude. That's what's gonna happen.
No,
I can see it in my brain right now.
What if I just walk real slow and just let it drag across the ground and just push the wheelbarrow?
No.
I don't know how to get it inside.
I'm telling you, just hold it very close, and if you go down, your instincts gotta be me over the Mac taken down. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be prepared for when you fall. If you're gonna go down, I guess
I'll just fall straight in snow. You know, because any side of the path that you fall, unless you fall straight onto the path, which would be ice.
You gotta roll. You know what I'm saying? You gotta roll. You gotta be the one taking the snow on, you know?
Yeah.
That snow's gotta hit you, not the Mac.
Yeah, by the way, it's cold as fuck. It's snowy as fuck. It's miserable
degrees.
as fuck.
Yeah,
it gets dark
awful.
early as fuck. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
If I say fuck 3 more times, be 46 fucks in the snowy rhyme. Okay? I don't know what song that's from.
Limp Bizkit, baby.
Oh.
That's what you just did. Well, where are we at on time?
We're...
Ready to wrap?
Yeah, we're ready.
Good.
We're ready to put a present on this one.
Put a bow, you mean?
Put a bow on this one.
Oh, God. I'm like, Christmas is just destroyed my brain. I'm just out. I'm out.
Oh, dude, my sleep was so fucked. I finally recovered.
I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I'm not ready.
Oh,
Not
that
ready.
sucks.
All right, I'm doing it. If you guys want to find us, we're defenseofthepatients.com. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Thanks for telling friends.
Oh, just the assumption. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a sales technique. The
Yeah.
assumption
Thanks for
sales
telling a
technique.
friend. That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Now you guys feel like you have to tell a friend because I thanked you for it already.
Thanks for telling your friends.
Thanks for telling your friends. Thanks for telling your mom.
No, but you
your
guys
dad.
have been telling your friends.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. Or something's been happening.
This month.
So
So thank you guys for telling people. You are really the only advertising we have.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for telling everyone you know about this podcast.
No, I'm being serious.
Thank you for doing that. Okay, go
It
ahead.
made me feel like a
Cyphus
sleazy
bot
salesman.
turned on. You are a sleazy salesman.
Follow us on Twitter @p_show. You can find our Amazon ad at defenseofthepatients.com as well. Forgot to mention that. Click through. Not that you're going to be doing any shopping now, because, hell, Christmas is over.
Oh no. Guess what the fucking tradition is in my wife's family that I was like, I put my foot down, dude. And I said, no. The day after Christmas, wake up early AF again and go shopping all day. As if I didn't get everything I wanted. I didn't get.
Well, people do have. So I went out
And
I went out to Best Buy because I wanted to get the HOTAS, hands-on throttle and stick joystick.
Did you get it?
Nobody fucking sells them, dude. Nobody. I went everywhere.
Why didn't you go to Amazon?
Amazon.
Because you wanted it then?
Right, I wanted it today. I wanted it today, not like later,
Yeah.
So I will order. I'm gonna have to order it through Amazon. I got.
Are you gonna order it through our banner?
Quick. Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Because it doesn't cost me any extra, and it gets a little back to the show. It's almost like a discount.
See that? That's called the discovery. Yeah. Okay, that's called the discovery sales technique.
Oh my god!
Where you discover and you overcome objections that way.
But yeah, so it was terrible. Best Buy was packed. There were people everywhere. It was awful. Thank God it wasn't there, because I would have waited in line. Like, it would have been one of those crises moments where, like, am I gonna wait in line for 45 minutes to buy this thing? Like, do I have that kind of willpower? How much is my time worth?
Wow. Are you that type of guy that's like time worth?
Yeah, I know. It's definitely about time worth. Because,
then how come you at some juncture people, dude? And just
because it's when I'm going to get there. Just relax. Just relax. I got to tell you exactly when I'm going to be there. I don't know.
You're generally slow.
Maybe I'm going to go home and I'm going to take a long shower.
You're generally
maybe I'm going to hop in the bath, pop a bath melt in, kick back and relax, Maybe that's what I'm going to do.
Take a bath?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Hey, when you got a jacuzzi
I have a
tub,
lot to say about taking baths, okay? I have a lot to say.
We'll get into it in the next show.
Yeah.
Because I love a good bath, damn it.
Fuck that, dude. Stewing in your own filth, dude.
There's a bath melt in there. I got the jacuzzi jets running.
Fuck that,
the best
dude.
thing in the world.
Ugh. Like, we're not in the dark times anymore. We can, like, let the dirty shit that the turpentine, like, pulls up. Not turpentine.
If you're worried about it, take a shower before you take a bath.
A shower after the bath would be the way.
Okay. Either
Because I feel like you're
don't
just
care.
in your filthy ass.
Are you shitting in the tub? Like, what are you doing?
No, but, like, are you using it hygienically?
No, I'm sitting there to relax.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not relaxing for me, dude. I just find myself laying, like, it's hard to dunk my head.
Get a Bluetooth audio speaker, you pop on a podcast, pop on some...
And just let there and get wrinkly like the Emperor. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
And
wrinklier.
Oh, no thanks, dude. Not my thing. That's definitely like I'm not sexist or anything, but that's like a girly trait for sure.
Oh yeah, no,
that's
they know what it's all about.
I have girly traits, but that's not one of them.
I continue to discover that women are.
I like pedicures. That's a girly.
About to say,
yeah.
For years I was like, why would I go get a pedicure?
Oh, they do a nice.
I figured they hurt.
No,
because you know how women do things that like you can't imagine that they would do because it hurts, like waxing their legs and shit. And it's like, why would you do that? That hurts.
No, keep doing that. Keep like
no. Yeah. I understand if you don't want to go wax your legs. That looks like it fucking hurts.
Don't they? But they shave their legs. I don't know.
Sure, shave.
I like that American tradition, okay? Among other things, but I like that.
But regardless,
tradition.
I assumed pedicures like had to have some like level of pain associated with them.
Oh, they're great.
Oh no, it's amazing.
They're great, and I just sit there. I play on my phone. I had Hearthstone,
that's what I did at the last pedicure. Just sat there and played Hearthstone, and
they don't like they
massage
just
chair,
and they are having an okay time too. Like they're talking with each other,
and I get
in their native tongue. And yeah,
I
I'm
get
talking
the
about My
deluxe.
Place,
Yeah,
by the way.
sure. My Place is about the same.
Kim's is what it's called.
See, Tammy's for me. You know?
Tammy's? To Kim's is much better, dude.
You
Kim's
should come
is-
with me to Tammy's. The massage chairs are awesome.
I'm not going with just you because
Nah, dude, let's do it. Let's do it.
no, I'm
I
not
like
afraid.
to get the deluxe.
I'm not afraid to look
because it comes with
homosexual.
the extra massage, you
Uh-huh.
know, and then you gotta get the clear coat.
Oh, I get the
You
clear
know?
coat every time.
Oh yeah,
And
got
you know
it.
what? Every time I do it, my toenails get better and better.
Oh, that's how I feel too. I'm
Yeah.
like amazed that my feet can actually look
I'm
alright.
not like I take my socks off. I'm like, bam, bitches.
Yeah.
Like, look at them. Look at them. See how they're shining? You want me to, like, you know, like, feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I love when they're shaving off that extra fucking skin. Like, get that fucking dead shit out of there, dude.
So if you guys want to advertise
Yeah.
your mani-pedi joint with
I don't do
with Dot
manicure.
P.
I
I
bite
never
my
have
nails.
either, but yeah, I'm the same way.
I wonder if manicure is the way to go. I feel like it would be super frequent.
Well, now my mind. Now I wonder. You know,
Yeah.
after the pedicure experience, I
Do
definitely
I just
wondered.
give them my hand? And just limply? And let them work on my hand?
Not too limply. Oh, God.
I wonder. I guess I just bite my nails according to speed of growth, basically.
Let's get a camera and let's go film us having a mani-pedi day.
No thanks. Actually, I'm busy that day.
Oh, yeah?
I'm married, so I've got to like do married shit.
Yeah, sure.
Serious,
All right.
that hit me in the fucking face.
DefenseOfThePatients.com, @Toppy_show.
Married.
On iTunes, Defense of the Patients. On Facebook. On all those places.
On
You
Prancer,
guys
on
know.
Dasher, on get the fuck out of
All
fucking
right.
Christmas mode.
Thanks, guys. Until next time, this is Cyphus and Roland saying good luck, Godspeed.